lady Charmaine, and my guest today was the lead member of the pioneering rap group that had everybody saying, "My mind is playing tricks on me." And he's here today to talk about his TV1 Unsung episode, The Story of the Geto Boys. Help me welcome Mr. Willie D to the show. Hey, Willie, and welcome to the show.
Hi.
Well, I'm so glad you're able to join me on the show today. And I got to ask you this question, Willie, before I always ask everybody this question. Were you surprised when you got the call from the TV Unsung producers about doing a story on the Geto Boys?
No, but I was grateful. I was honored. You know, we get a lot of calls, but you know, we kind of like turned down a lot of stuff. You know, so when they approached us, I think it's all about the approach and who's behind it. Mm-hmm. I know that, you know, because it was, you know, TVOne and because Frank Williams, Frank Williams, mm-hmm. Was behind it in terms of directing it and producing it. You know, we was like, you know, we felt like that it was going to have a lot of integrity behind it and the story would be told accurately.
Did you think that they were trying to say that you guys were unsung? Because I know a lot of people get that. They think that they're trying to say you're unsung, you're over, your career. What was going through your mind when you heard of the series Unsung, or did you already know about it?
No, I followed the series, so I never looked at it like that. I just looked at it like, when I think of unsung, I just think of people who made great contributions to music, to the musical landscape, who hadn't, you know, really been recognized for that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's the way I looked at it. And it's a lot. I mean, it's a whole lot of artists out there who sold millions of records that, you know, for one reason or another, you know, they just don't get a lot of recognition.
Right.
You know, they don't get a lot of mainstream recognition, but their peers know who they are. Mm-hmm. And the real music fans know who they are. You know, mm-hmm. Like, you know, most fans are like novice fans. They're not really real fans. They're like fans that was. They're like whatever's hot right now. They say, well, I'm a fan right now. You know, even when you have a concert, those are the kind of people, the majority of people that show up at a concert, if you're like the new guy on the block or you're in the mainstream, the majority of people that show up are going to be people that just going to show up because that's where everybody's going.
Right.
But when you come to a Geto Boys concert, I mean, we haven't had a record out in 8 years. We haven't had a video out and longer than that. And, you know, we can still pack them in. And the majority of people that at a Geto Boys concert are real fans. These are like real fans. They know every single song. You know, they're not looking for us to put out another album. They'd love to, you know, for us to put out another album, but, you know, it's not a prerequisite for them to come to the show.
Because they already have history with you and they know your music. And a lot of people don't know, Willie, I thought this was so interesting when I was reading about you, that you were a championship boxer when you were growing up. Please tell us about your career, and then I want to know, how did you go from boxing to rapping?
Yeah. You know, boxing was actually my first love. My uncle was a professional boxer. He fought on ABC Wide World of Sports, and he fought Wille Benitez, who was a welterweight champion, you know, back in the 80s, and so, well, actually 70s, and so they were trying to make the fight between Wille Benitez and Sugar Ray Leonard. And so my uncle was kind of standing in the way, so they robbed him. You know how boxing goes. You know, yeah, they robbed him. He whooped Benitez for 15 rounds, and they robbed him. So, but that piqued my interest. When I saw him on ABC Wide World of Sports, I saw somebody that came from where I came from, that looked like me, that had my last name, and you know, it just gave me like a strong appreciation for the game, and so. You know, I think a few months after that, I walked into the gym for the first time, and I hit a dude in the nose. You know, the best fighter that they had in the gym in my weight category. Hit him in the nose, broke his nose. it was a good look for me. Everybody was like, we got somebody new, you know. We got a new cat on the rise. So about a few weeks later, I had my first boxing match, and I won. They gave me a trophy, and grown folks were cheering, and you know, the girls was like getting excited and stuff. And I'm like, man, I think I probably found my little old niche, you know. So that was the first time that I had a fight, and grown folks were happy. You know, normally, you know, I get a whooping or something, you know, but they was mad at me. They gave me a trophy, and I was like, man, this is cool. So everybody thought I was going to, like, follow in my uncle's footsteps, and so did I, but then rap came along when I was like a sophomore in high school, and I started getting involved in rap, and I found out that I could do it just as well as I could box. And I was like, then it came a point that I had to make a decision. Am I going to box, or you know, I'm going to do this rap thing? And what made me choose rap over boxing was that, you know, I had a deep love for both rap and boxing, but the rap, you know, you can make a lot of money rap, you can make a lot of money boxing. You know, the girls like rap, girls like boxing. But then at the end of the night, I didn't have no headaches after I rap. So I was like, I think I'm gonna do this rap thing, you know?
No body aches, no bruises. That's good.
Yeah. It was a practical decision. It was nothing really, you know. It wasn't a sophisticated decision at all.
I'm just laughing because it's an easy decision. No swollen eyes,
right.
No ice packs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like no long-term memory loss.
Yeah, you still handsome after you finish rapping.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And see, with boxing, you know, and then I turned pro briefly, but you know, I stopped because I couldn't maintain the regimen doing all the other things that I was doing. You know, like most boxers, when they're coming up, they ain't got nothing. You know, so that's their incentive to get out there and put their life on the line. It's like they fighting for the whole hood, the family, you know, the city, the town, the state. You know, they putting everybody on their back. And for me, I had already carved out a lifestyle for myself, and I already had a career with the music, and I had a certain amount of you know, people working for me already, and various other businesses and stuff. And I couldn't stay dedicated, focused enough. You know, I couldn't give it what it really, really needed to really go all the way and become a champion. You know, so I was like, you know, let me step away from this, because, you know, I didn't want to find myself in a position where, you know, I'm out there getting embarrassed, you know.
Right. So,
yeah, so I stepped away. You know, with rap, you know, you could drink a 40 ounce and go in the studio and write a hit song. You try that with, you know, you try that with boxing, you get knocked out.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but most definitely. So you became a rapper. So how did the group, the Geto Boys, even begin? And then I want to know how did you come up with the name, the Geto Boys? Well,
you know, in short, the group was already formed before I ever came into the picture. You know, that was a couple other, you know, they had some regional success. You know, it wasn't nothing on the level that it is now. They had some regional success with, you know, Ready Red, Jukebox, and Prince Johnny C. And then I came in as a solo artist, and Jay Prince, the owner of Rap a Lot, he asked me to write some songs for the new Geto Boys album. So I wrote, can you say certain words on it?
No.
Okay. So I put it like this. I wrote some pretty heavy stuff, and they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to rap the songs. So Jay was like, man, you know, he let everybody else hear. He let people in the hood hear, and his close advisors here, and they was like, everybody was feeling it. He was like, look, man, y'all either rap these songs or go solo. So they decided, to leave the group. So that's when he came back to me and he asked me to join the group. So when I reluctantly I joined. I didn't want to be in a group just because of all of the, the mayhem and, the acrimony that's involved when you're dealing with multiple personalities. And so, but I joined, being a team player, and he told me that he had this dude named DJ Action on the South Side. And DJ Action, y'all know of now to be Scarface.
Oh, okay.
And so the first day that we went into the studio, the first day that we got together, that I met him, was the first day that we went into the studio. And so we're in the studio. It's going to be me, him, and Jukebox. Jukebox was still in the group at that point. But then Jukebox, got some information, some personal information. He had, a crisis going on, and he quit the group like a day later or something like that. His girlfriend was like, I think his girl was pregnant or something like that. She told him that he needed to get a real job. So he quit the group. And Bushwick was just sitting in the studio hanging around singing Public Enemy songs. He was really just, he wasn't really in the way, but he was just there. And when I saw him rapping these songs, yes, the rhythm, the rebel, without a pause, I'm lowering my level. I was like, man, let's put Bushwick in the group. So everybody started laughing, and I said, and that's when I said, exactly. See how see the reaction y'all have right now? That's what the world gonna do. But the difference is gonna be, I'm gonna write them something respectable. I'm gonna write them some real deep stuff. I'm gonna write some serious stuff, and that's gonna balance it out. That's gonna make people respect it. So I took him into the kitchen, and we sat at the breakfast table, and I asked him some personal questions about himself, and I embellished it with what I thought it might be like to walk in his shoes, and I came up with the song Signs Ain't You Know What. So 3 days later, Bill recorded the song, and that's how he became a member of the Geto Boys.
Wow, what an interesting story.
Yeah. Now people that really know GB from day one, they've seen Bushwick on the album covers from day one, but he was not a member of the group. He was just, like a hype man, just dancing. He wasn't even under contract. He was just, they just had him on there for cosmetic purposes, on the album cover, So, but that's how Bill came to be a part of the group, and that's how, myself and Scarface came to be in the group.
But it's so funny because when you think about Bushwick, he's a very memorable person in the group. Although you weren't even, you wasn't trying to do anything that people would consider to be comical, or, you know what I'm saying? It was just, you heard his talent, and then you said, I'm going to write something for him, and people's going to respect him, and I just look at him for his height, but it all seemed to work together. And now the group, do you guys still perform together, don't you?
Yeah, well, we just came off our first tour in 22 years. Wow. So, yeah, we just ended it last month, but yeah, we're going to gear back up and do some more shows next year.
Wow. And there's more things about you that you even write a column for Vice magazine. So it even made you want to become a journalist.
Well, I don't write for Vice anymore. Now, I actually write for the Houston Press and LA Weekly and OC Weekly and Village Times. Dallas Observatory. It's a few newspapers. So what I'm like I'm naturally a writer. Like I'm naturally I can basically write about anything. I can write a movie script. I could write music. I can write an advice column.
Well, tell us about some of your articles. What do you write about?
Primarily relationships.
Really?
All types of relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but relationships between family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, bosses. Mainly that's what people tend to write in about. But we also sometimes get people asking questions about politics and things like that. But it's basically just about anything under the sun.
So how did you get into writing articles? Did somebody hear you rap one day and it was like, would you be interested in writing an article? How did this whole thing even unfold for you?
I picked up the phone and called the Houston Press and said, how would y'all, actually I picked up the phone and I said, I called a friend of mine that works for the Houston Press and I said, what do y'all think about having a Willie D advice column? And the guy, and his name is Chris Gray. I've been knowing him for several years, and he's done a number of interviews, with me over the years, and with the Geto Boys over the years. I just called him and I was like, I just posed the question, and he was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I'm dead serious." And I think about maybe about a week later, my first column appeared.
Wow. Well, ain't nothing wrong with picking up the telephone. That's all it takes is make a telephone call. You never know what might happen. So that right there is for somebody out there. You never know. Knock on the door. Somebody may answer. And so you never know. That was good. And you also launched an international logo and design contest for your new fashion line. Is it pronounced DeBost? Did I pronounce that right?
You got it.
Great. So tell us about the fashion line and the logo contest.
Well, we ran the logo contest, and unfortunately, we didn't get a strong enough submission from the amateurs out there, because I really wanted to get an opportunity to an amateur. Mm-hmm. But we actually went with a pro design, and so it's a label that's along the lines of something that I guess Amani on street level, maybe Sean John, something around in that area. Mm-hmm. It's a real clean, classic type look.
And when can we expect it to be in stores or online?
Well, right now, we're very much still in the development stages of it. My partner who runs the label is in Israel right now, taking care of some business with the label and everything. So when he gets back to the States, at the top of the year, then we'll evaluate, where we are, and then we'll take it from there. But I can't really, put any kind of dates on anything.
Okay. Now, Willie, if people wanted to follow you, are you on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram?
I'm all over Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook, Willie D Bookings with an S. And Twitter, Willie D Live. Instagram, Willie D Live. And you spell Willie D I-E, not with a Y like a white man in America.
Like my grandfather.
I gotta put that out there, because when you're Willie, if you're white, typically your name is going to be spelled with a Y. With the exception of Willie Nelson and a few other cool white cats out there. They got the I-E. You dig? But normally, if you're white, it's going to be with a Y. If you're black, it's the I-E. I don't know why they made that distinction over the years, but that's kind of the way things are.
It's funny. I never looked at it like that because that's my grandfather's name, and he's with an IE. Never looked at it like that.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I never looked at it like that. I'm like, that's how you spell his name. Okay, maybe because he's black. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you for the distinction. Well, I want to thank you so much, Willie, for coming on the show. It was truly a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, it was a pleasure talking to you. And I just want to say salute to all of the fans out there that's been holding it down, been holding us down for all of these years. We really appreciate you.
And I just want to remind everyone to be sure to watch TV1 Unsung, the story of the Geto Boys, airing tonight on TV1, 8/7 Central. Make sure you tune in, DVR it, tell all your friends. If you want to know about the Geto Boys, tune in tonight to TV1. Thank you so much again for coming on the show.
You got it. You got it. Appreciate you.